Hello, it's great to have you with us for our year-end wrap-up of Explore Tulsa. And this week, we'll take a peek at several of our most fun and interesting segments of 2016.
Like the guy building a ship in his front yard.
And the lighted bricks at the center of the universe.
Plus parting words from our 39th mayor.
And several more favorites. Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Thanks for celebrating your holidays by joining us for this week's Explore Tulsa.
Trish, I'm gonna pop another bottle to bring in the new year. Care to join me?
Let me see that. This is just apple juice, Stevie.
Yeah, but it packs quite a wallop.
Maybe you should save your apple juice bottle to christen Doug Jackson's ship when he's ready to launch his SV Seeker.
I didn't think anybody would come and work on this boat when I started. I thought I'm on my own here. And somebody, came down and said, I just want to work on you with it. We did for a week and I just loved it. So I just opened up an invitation and now anybody and their dogs can come. Actually, it got started, I was living in Phoenix and the coolest thing I could think to do was scuba diving. So the family learned to scuba dive. And then I liked that a lot. And so I built a little ROV, just a piece of junk one that worked great. It's like, so, once you get one little success, so then it's like, I'll build a submarine next, And so I started on this very complicated submarine, and I was all set to do that. Except I was here in Tulsa, and somebody saw my webpage and wanted to come by and look at one of my welders. So they did, and they were going to build a sailboat and put it in at the Tulsa port of Catoosa and sail off. And I don't think they ever did, but they put that crazy idea in my head, She's built the size that she is so she can do work on the ocean, and she's built, she won't have a lot of fineries in her. There's not going to be any champagne and strawberries on this boat. It's going to be peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But the work that we want to do is oceanography and wreck hunting, and once a wreck is found, the archaeology on it. We're not after the big gold ship galleons. Part of the way I maintain, doing this every day is that there's people coming. And so, when you have a guest showing up that's there to work on the boat, you're not going to sleep in that Saturday morning. You're going to get out of bed. But the trick to it is really to stay happy with it and to find the joy in it. And what's funny is when you think about, what it takes to be happy, you can find happiness in the strangest of things. I like watching sparks come off a grinder. And it's not my boat anymore. This is the boat the internet built. And, I've got all these people back there. And it's not just me that's enjoying it, but they're enjoying it too. And I enjoy that they're enjoying it. So it's became this, self-serving cycle, Everybody's happy, so it's like I can't see anything wrong with it.
To find out Doug's progress on his ship, visit svseeker.com.
In 2016, Tulsa saw some great music acts come to town, like Madonna, Bob Dylan, Black Sabbath with Ozzy.
Wouldn't it have been great if they had all stopped in and recorded at the Closet Studios?
If they can't, I might be able to sing a song or two for you.
Ooh, not necessary, but Kendall Osborne has made the Closet Studios a real place for real artists.
Well, I had been in bands in high school and, just me and my friends having a great time playing music. And eventually, when those sort of fizzled out, I wanted to write my own music still. I had usually been involved in the songwriting with those bands, and so I decided, well, hey, I'm going to write my own music. And so I did. I started to. I thought, well, I should record some of these songs just so I have them. I borrowed some equipment from a friend of mine that had a small home setup. He had a couple of basic pieces of gear that I borrowed and started to record my own music. And as I started recording other people, I found that it was a nice break from recording my own music, because it's hard to work on your own stuff because you're already your own worst critic and you're trying to be objective about what you're doing. But there was a couple recordings that I did early on that really made me feel like maybe I can do this. And one of them was a band out of Arkansas called Silent Waits the Archer. And they were an indie rock band, and they're still playing. And at that point I had done some cool recordings and I was pretty proud of them. But I remember after that one I thought, man, this one really grabs me. This one, I feel like I nailed it. I feel like I nailed the sound. I feel like they're really happy with it. And you know, at the time, I was recording at home. I was recording in a bedroom. But I worked really hard on that. We all did, and we all were. I mean, it just kind of clicked, you know, and we all just thought, wow, this is really good for a bedroom, you know. Yeah, it's strange. You keep on going, and one day you wake up and you're like, wow, this is, you know, all these decisions that I've made, all these sacrifices that I've made have all led up to this. I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm satisfied, which is, you know, like I said, the hardest part, being me, satisfying myself. You know, sure, my goal is to make the client happy, but if you can come in and make yourself happy and the client happy, then that's definitely a win-win, and where I feel like that's good and I like it. I'm proud of that.
Now, to book some time with Randall for yourself, visit theclosetstudios.com.
When we come back, we're going to head out to the ballpark and the center of the universe next on Explore Tulsa. Hey, it's Stevie from Explore Tulsa with my friend and optometrist for many years, Dr. Robert Zellner. Tell everybody why it's so good to come in to see you.
Well, that's a great question. Let's see, we've got 2 great locations. We try to stay cutting edge at every point along the way because, let's face it, everybody wants to come in and get taken care of in a timely fashion and get the latest, greatest stuff and save some money and get on with their life. And see clearly.
And if you don't believe it, look on the website.
Absolutely, drzellner.com. You can find that we have our 2 locations at 69th and Memorial and 3030 South Harvard, or you can give us a call at 749-2020 or 461-2020.
And I got 4 kids, and I got to tell you, as a big family like that, it's affordable too.
Oh yes, and of course, the number one reason, you save some money. I mean, with our 2-pair specials, with our different unique packages that we put together, I mean, you can come in here and your money can go a lot farther than anywhere else.
And that's why with Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, seeing is believing.
Oh, I like that, Stevie. Well done.
Always friendly. Always delicious. Welcome to Asahi Sushi Restaurant, Tulsa's favorite home for amazing sushi. For over 16 years, Rocky and his staff have been serving the most affordable sushi in Tulsa. Open for a fast lunch or casual dinner. Each entree served to perfection. Asahi Sushi Restaurant at 71st and Memorial, just behind Toys R Us.
Thanks for staying with us for more Explore Tulsa. Now, in 2016, we saw the Chicago Cubs win the World Series for the first time in 108 years.
Miracles like that, it won't be long before we see a woman in the majors like that show on Fox called Pitch.
We've already seen Major League caliber women playing ball, and Gina Casey brings us all the memories from when we had a league of our own.
You had to be ladies, act like ladies, and play ball like the men. I played Sandlot Baseball with my brothers and the boys in the neighborhood. And it was just an old field. And the way we played was you played every position. And as somebody got out, you just kept moving up. And I mean, we didn't have good stuff. We had a baseball that was wrapped with black electric tape, and when you hit that ball every so often, you'd see that tape coming down. And if they hit the ball over the fence, we were out because the man wouldn't give us a ball back. During the war, when all the men went to war, during World War II, Roosevelt went to P.K. Wrigley and asked him if he would put up some money to start a women's league. So all these people that were working in the shipyards and that kind of defense work, they would have someplace to go at night and on the weekends. And so that's when they started the women baseball. They drew over 1 million spectators. And they trained in Cuba, and the same time the Dodgers trained in Cuba, and they drew more fans than the Dodgers. The reason I'm so involved with the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League is 5 of the girls from my team in Rhode Island were scouted. And they went to Opelika, Florida, and I think New Jersey. Well, my sister was one of them, and in 2 weeks she was cut. But the other 4 girls remained and played for the league for the most of the league. But there were 4 of us that went to Australia, and we to help start women's baseball in Australia. I wasn't an exceptionally excellent player, but I remember the write-ups in the newspaper saying that I was the most improved ball player that year, so I had to be pretty bad to say that. But every day was a great day playing.
To learn more about the history of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, visit aagpbl.org.
When it comes to making dreams come true, you'll only have to travel as far as the center of the universe.
The Center of the Universe inspired us to do a project because it's this sort of unsanctioned focus point for the public. It's become this colloquially termed center of the universe where people love to come, and there's an echo that you can hear at the center of this brick circle here on the bridge. But over the years, the bridge has become a little bit neglected. So you can see the concrete starting to chip up a little bit. And at the time of the inception of the idea, there were a whole bunch of pavers that had just chipped out from weathering and possibly even public removal, and had just sat there unnoticed and not repaired. And for a site that has so much love in the public eye, we thought it would be great to do something that honored that and hopefully enhance that experience a little bit more.
Grace and I have been working on this project since about August or so. So it's taken us the better part of a year to design the circuitry and the software and the cast resin housing that these go in. So it's been kind of a long process.
And the project's called Trace. And what we're going to do is trace for you the pedestrian paths along this bridge. So we've interspersed with these traditional bricks, LED pavers that are solar powered all day, and then at dusk, when they read that the light level is becoming less, they start flashing on and off in an organic white pattern.
And then when you step on them, they flash blue. And if you walk across a bunch and then you look back, you'll see your path retraced in blue. My initial and top priority is that people will come out here and have a sense of joy and a sense of wonder and really enjoy being out here and stumble upon it and have an even better time than they would have just experiencing the echo and doing what they always do here, taking photos and experiencing being outdoors. We're just looking forward to seeing everybody enjoy the project and have them come out here and have fun and enjoy the space and enjoy our little addition to it.
Grace and Jeffrey are amazing Tulsa artists, and to experience their work for yourself, it's definitely worth a trip downtown to the center of the universe.
Coming up, the husband and wife team behind some of the best burgers in town when Explore Tulsa continues.
Why are we in spacesuits?
We are traveling to the future, where TVs have a contrast range between 400 nits of brighter whites and blacks as deep as 0.4 nits, and 10-bit color. It gives us over 1 billion individual colors on the screen.
Video Revolution already has tomorrow's TVs today with the best in Sony high dynamic range TVs.
TVs with contrast and color offering more natural, true-to-life colors?
Oh yes, Video Revolution now and in the future on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis. We're very happy you decided to stay with us as we continue on our look back on 2016, which was a very good year for Coach Montgomery of the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes.
Heck yeah, finishing 10-3 with a huge win at the Miami Beach Bowl. Tulsa was the first team in FBS history to have a 3,000-yard passer, 2 100-yard rushers, and 2 1,000-yard receivers all in the same year.
They should celebrate with Frank and Vicky at Arnold's Old Fashioned Hamburgers. 2016 marked their 30th anniversary.
We've got the 50s music and the neon and of course on top of our sign up there it's got the big A. You saw that on the top of the Arnold's drive-in on Happy Days. So it's got that theme that runs through it.
Oh, I want to tell this story.
Okay.
Well, we was having a hard time. We thought of Frankenburger. What was the other one?
Well, because I was in the coney business.
Yeah.
We thought
Frankenburger,
yeah. Hot dogs and burgers.
Get it, Frank. And then we just couldn't seem to settle on something. And so I remember us driving down I-44, and I thought, oh my goodness, we're overlooking the obvious. I mean, our name is Arnold, and at that time, you know, Happy Days. was pretty big. And so we just, there it is, Arnold's.
Vicki thinks I'm the Fonz anyway, so there you go.
Well, keep thinking that.
Quality is what my main ingredient is. Well, I can't tell you the secret recipe, but we use the highest quality ground beef. It's ground fresh every morning right here locally at the largest meat company and processor in Tulsa. And they deliver it on a daily basis. I tell my employees, every customer you're waiting on at that moment is the most important customer we have that day.
Yeah.
The next one, that's the most important person. So if we do that one at a time, we build a business.
It's kind of ironic. When I was a kid, you could not fill me up on hamburgers. And had I known I was going to grow up and marry me a hamburger man, I would have been in hog heaven my whole childhood.
Oh, that's cow heaven.
Oh, Lord. This is why he's quiet. And we have second generation people that have that their parents brought them in when they were little kids. And now we've got them coming in with their little kids. And it's neat to see customers, go from generation to generation.
Go get you an Arnold's Burger for yourself. Still at the same location for over 30 years at South Union Avenue and West 51st Street.
Arnold's made me think of a classic TV shows, and John Erling's interview with Lucille Ball's former assistant Wanda Clark is great insight to TV's queen of comedy.
Lucille Ball was one of the top comedic actresses in the 1950s with the television show I Love Lucy. It co-starred her husband, Desi Arnaz. It set the stage for a generation of family-related sitcoms to come. And for 4 seasons, it was the #1 show in the country. The Oklahoma tie to this story is Wanda Clark, who, having grown up in Oklahoma City, went to Los Angeles, and she worked for Look magazine and also the TV show Queen for a Day. And then she got a job working for Lucille Ball. Now, Wanda tells Voices of Oklahoma of her first meeting with Lucille.
I was supposed to start work on a Monday, but that Saturday, Lucy had an interview with Look magazine, as a matter of fact. Doug Kirkland was the photographer, and he's a brilliant photographer. Award-winning, beautiful photographs. So anyway, Lucy said if I wanted to come to the house and be there at the photo shoot, I could, but I didn't have to. I could wait till Monday. Well, you think I'd pass that up? I went to the house, knocked on the door. The maid let me in, but Lucy hadn't told her I was coming. So I says, my name's Wanda Clark. And it wasn't that she didn't believe me, but I waited in the hall while she went to tell Lucy I was there. And Lucy came down the stairs, says, hi, honey, I'm Lucy. And that's how I met her for the first time.
In an episode of Here's Lucy, you'll see Wanda as a typist. All the shows were very scripted and well rehearsed for 4 days, and then they would film the show on the 4th day. So here's Wanda talking about the script for that episode.
The script was Lucy was supposed to hire someone to help her in the office. The script called for a really fast typist. Really, really, really fast. And Lucy found out at the first read-through around the table that the actor they hired for that part could not type. Lucy says, get Wanda down here. They'd call me, and I went down and I did that part. But the funny thing is, I'd been typing on an electric typewriter for many years by that time. And electric typewriters don't have a carriage sling. And that's what Lucy wanted, the clang clang and the sling. So what I typed that day was gibberish, but I had the rhythm, and that's what Lucy wanted, the rhythm of that typist. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to do it.
Oklahoman Wanda Clark telling the story of Lucille Ball for Voices of Oklahoma.
I still love watching I Love Lucy. It's always classic comedy.
During 1952 and season 1, episode 21, Lucy thinks that her neighbors are plotting a murder, but Ricky reveals that he has a gun of his own.
Well, it's a good thing that in 2016, the Oklahoma carry laws changed. That's why I'm always carrying.
Oh, brother. Just ahead, we flash back to summertime and going fast over the lake when Explore Tulsa continues.
Look at us. We woke up one morning with every song that ever mattered to anyone. So now what? Music's meant to be heard, out loud, where your life happens, where you dance, where you love, and where you live. When everyone has every song ever written, what matters most is how you listen.
Come hear for yourself at Video Revolution.
Hello, and welcome back for more Explore Tulsa.
In 2016, Oklahoma experienced 615 earthquakes with a magnitude of 3.0 or more.
Well, the good news is that is nearly 300 less than the year 2015.
Want to see some real rumbling? You got to go fast on the water at Grand Lake.
I've always been addicted to speed, and like anything with a motor, I'm not a big football fan, sports fan. I like anything with a motor. My parents had a drag boat when I was a kid, and as I got older, I graduated to different size boats and price points where I could afford to get something like this. I named my boat Faster Dad Faster. It's a 2003 36-foot Eliminator called a Daytona. They're made in California, and they make all sizes from 18 to, 38 foot, I believe. Well, they're Mercury Racing 500 EFIs, which Mercury makes all different size motors from small V8s, small 4 cylinders, up to 1,650 horsepower. These are right at 518 horse apiece or so. My boat will run approximately 107 on a good day. This style of boat I've seen run 190. The catamaran has a tunnel down the middle that it lifts up on a pocket of air. It's wider on the front than it is on the back. And as you're going into the wind or just down the lake, it picks up the boat and it runs on 2 spots, and kind of like a pontoon boat, but it's all out of fiberglass. June 2nd, 2012, I lost my 24-year-old son in a tragic car wreck. He graduated Tulsa University 14 months before the accident, and just miss him every day. My heart goes out to any other parent that ever has to go through the tragedy of losing their child. But I like the speed, I like the wind in my face. I like being in the water. I started water skiing when I was 5 years old, and I'm 62 now. And just socializing, visiting with your friends, and just like lake life. It doesn't get much better. Being on the water, it's kind of my happy place.
That looked like great fun out on Robert Brown's Go Fast boat.
And it took all of my special powers to keep my hair standing up straight against the wind.
2016 brought us plenty of exciting election coverage, including our own mayoral race.
Which also brought us our 40th mayor, who is related to Tulsa's second mayor, R.N. Bynum.
With G.T. Bynum as our new mayor-elect, we had a chance to visit with Mayor Bartlett about Tulsa's future.
Well, it's really exciting to see the significant change that we've seen in downtown especially, but certainly the community of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was born and raised here, and I remember so well when downtown used to be a very viable part of our community. Then it went through a process where it became less viable and then pretty much non-existent as far as being a heart of the community. Now we've switched back again. We do have a heart in our community, and right now it's the downtown area is growing and becoming very attractive, not only to the residents, but to people that don't live here. When they come here and they see it and they go, whoa. It is becoming an Austin, it's becoming a Dallas, but what's important is it's becoming Tulsa, because we are unique. We have so many different things. Our music heritage here is incredible, as we've seen blossom in so many ways. The oil and gas industry, in my opinion, has really infused a sense of entrepreneurship. So everybody gets together and they collaborate, they come up with an idea, and they go execute it. That same type of entrepreneurship is alive and well in Tulsa, Oklahoma, not only in the oil and gas industry, but in all the other different things we're doing, everything from software development, drones, the cybersecurity that we have at the University of Tulsa, probably one of the very few, if not the only, university that has such a commitment towards cybersecurity, but also Department of Defense things. All these things are right here. Downtown has become a good example of what does happen when we have good people in the business community running the city, understands collaboration, understands economic development, job creation. Success, jobs, public safety, success. That to me is the name of the game. That's what people judge when they really look at things. And that is great for our city.
To learn more about our newest mayor and all those before him, visit cityoftulsa.org and look for Gallery of Mayors.
And stick around. We'll be right back with more Explore Tulsa.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99 or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Send me some love.
Look at us. We woke up one morning with every song that ever mattered to anyone. So now what? Music's meant to be heard, out loud, where your life happens, where you dance, where you love, and where you live. When everyone has every song ever written, what matters most is how you listen.
Come hear for yourself at Video Revolution.
Special thanks to all of you who took the time to watch and be a part of Explore Tulsa throughout 2016.
We'd have loved to have been able to fit everyone into this week's show looking back over 2016, but luckily, there's always next year. So if you'd like to be on the show or have suggestions, email us your ideas at stevie@exploretulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
But remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at exploretulsa.com.
Plus, remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for all your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of Tulsa's best eye care value with 2 locations, 3030 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show. But from Stevie, the crew, and myself, we want to wish you a great new year. And we'll see you next year, 2017, right here on Explore Tulsa.